Hello and welcome to
the award-win movie podcast.
That was close enough. Today we've got some house music, some terrible house music on the pod, but it's for a very good reason. That's because we are doing the best ever house in a movie. See what I did there? But before we get down to all things real estate, interior, exterior, grand designs, we're going to have a little quiz. Enjoy.
Okay, all right, let's hit us with the quiz.
Okay, it's a BuzzFeed quiz.
I love the quizzes.
Absolutely nobody who isn't a film buff will be able to identify these classic movies.
Okay.
So question 1. This is a scene from what classic movie? And there's an image, but you don't have the image.
Okay, so that's not helpful on an audio format. We don't have the image. The audience doesn't have the image. It's kind of a waste of time.
It was Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh, you know what? I never would have got that from not seeing the image.
And is this an image from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Jeremiah Johnson, or The Sting?
This is without the image, and this is pretty difficult. Sundance Kid.
It was Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
I fucking knew it. Fucking knew it.
Oh, what? I didn't know this. For what movie did Tom Hanks score his first Academy Award nomination?
Big.
Yeah.
Is it Big?
Got nominated for that.
Crazy.
That's a good performance.
Big's a creepy movie as well.
Very
I don't
creepy
know. This
movie.
is. I won't tell the whole story, but I basically said those words. You know, Big's a pretty creepy movie in a bit more detail while we were at uni, and a guy we lived with was ready to like physically fight me over this statement. He was like, "No, it isn't," and I was like, "Oh, I just sort of said this as sort of like a light-hearted joke about it being accidentally creepy, but it seems like you're really invested in the characters of Big."
And just for reference, this guy we live with was twice Tom's size. So he
he was twice my size, and he could have killed me, and maybe would have killed me over Big.
Oh, him. I thought you meant Johnny, who will live in second and third. I know you mean.
No. No, yeah, it was this other guy.
He was a nice guy besides the big fiasco.
Besides the big fiasco, he was perfectly fine.
Any more quiz questions, Brad?
They're all kind of terrible and easy. In what film does Robert De Niro famously say, "You talking to me"?
Taxi driver.
Taxi driver.
Yeah, see, it's pointless.
What about question 22? Do question 22.
In what drama does Betty Davis say, "Fasten your seatbelts, it's going to be a bumpy night"? A bumpy night?
Oh, All About Eve?
You're on the same website I'm on, aren't you? Yeah, you should have chose a question that you might have actually known the answer to. It would have been more believable.
Some of these are challenging, though. Which famous film composer wrote the music for Tim Burton's Batman? Tom, because Brad can see the
Is
answers.
it Danny Elfman?
No, I closed it, but it's Danny Elfman.
Okay. Schwarzenegger's feature debut.
Conan the Barbarian.
And Tom's answer?
Don't know.
Hercules in New York.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course. Hercules in New York. That movie.
Yeah, our favourite. What shocking Wes Craven horror movie carried the marketing tagline, "To avoid fainting, keep repeating, it's only a movie. It's only a movie"?
I don't know.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
No, The Last House on the Left, which brings us to today's topic.
Oh.
Brad, take it away.
I didn't know that movie. I forgot that was a title of a movie.
Yeah, same, man.
Yeah, so today we're doing the best house in a movie. What do you guys reckon makes a good movie house? What's on your list?
So first things first. Craig, have you based your list purely on houses you want to live in? Is that... I just want to get that out of the way early on.
Like, that's a Craig issue. I have a bit, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it's factored into some of my choices, but my top choice isn't because of that.
I've got one massive crack then that's a good house for the vibe and the cinematicness of it. So it doesn't have to be a nice house.
Well, let me throw this question back at you. Have you based your house choices on what works thematically and has subtext and a certain level of iconicness to it?
Yeah, kind of. I've kind of gone for all of the things. One of my choices is just, it's partly that, but it is largely because it's a house I would like to live in. But that's not my main choice. I've got a couple of shout-outs for houses I don't want to live in.
Go on. Should we start with those?
Sure. So, houses I don't want to live in, perhaps controversially, the house from Up. You've got no stability. You could fly away. The foundations are terrible. They were ripped straight out of the ground. And now you're just in a cliff in the middle of nowhere and you're getting chased by talking dogs.
Well, that's his
It's
dream.
terrible.
That's his dream home.
Hey, it's not my dream home. This is what I mean.
I'd like to live on a waterfall.
No. Well, the thing is, you don't live in a water pole. You live in a rickety, sort of poorly foundationed house that's flown away. It's fucking awful.
Tom, the foundation is bad, but the rest of the house is fucking solid. It survived being
That's
towed
true.
in the
Yeah.
air.
It's a tough house.
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like if there's one thing I want from my house, it's solid foundations. And Mr. Fredrickson's gaff does not fulfill that criteria. And also, he kidnaps a child, so that's like not great.
Oh,
is
he
it?
didn't mean to. The child was more of a stowaway.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Here's that specific house, because it has the decking out front, has a perfect place for a stowaway kidnapped child. And any house of mine is not having that.
You know, Lauren really rated the house from Home Alone for kind of the same reason you loathe the house from Up, saying, oh, it's perfect for kidnapping a child. She says it's great because it's so big, you can lock your kid in the attic and forget about him.
Jesus. A great house for terrible parents.
If you bought the house from Home Alone, you might like step on a booby trap though when you move in, and then you've got that issue to contend
That's what I mean.
with.
I don't want fucking Kevin McAllister to torture me just because I bought this house.
Yeah.
It is a really nice house though, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
it's big. I remember there's an island in the kitchen. There's so many bedrooms for the kids.
It's a bit normy though, isn't it? It's just a bit standard suburbia but big, isn't it?
Yeah, but really big. It's like, no, I don't want that. That's rich people shit. But I've got an even more controversial final one that I don't like. This might even be on your list of picks. I don't want to live in the Batcave.
Of course that's on my list.
Because I bet it just stinks. I bet it fucking honks. Because the thing is, you've got to consider the massive amounts of accumulated bat guano that's going to just make that place stink. So, Batcave, no.
It's so vast and big though. That's,
There's a waterfall in it though.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a waterfall. I don't want a fucking waterfall.
Drive your
in it.
car.
That's not...
Every time you set off in your car, you've got to drive through a waterfall.
You've got to drive through a waterfall. So that's going to create a huge rust issue on the Batmobile. Good thing he's a fucking billionaire because he's going to have to buy more of those.
Okay. What about not the Batcave, but Wayne Manor? You want to live in a manor?
Wayne Manor, maybe. But I think it still falls into that, like, I don't want a manor. It's just too big. It's too big. I don't want to live there.
You know what really impresses me about the Batcave?
Yeah.
It's that obviously it's way below ground, thick cave walls all around, and he still gets a really good Wi-Fi signal in there.
Oh, it's Batman, yeah.
But the thing is, he's a billionaire, Craig. He can afford good Wi-Fi. If his billions didn't allow him to do that, then I don't think that they'd allow him to make a Batmobile and a Batsuit and all his array of tools either.
He's just got a really long Ethernet cable. That's all you need.
It's just got a really long cable.
Although I don't care how good the Wi-Fi is, I'm not hanging out in a place filled with bats. You'd have your hood up all the time.
Oh, no, it'd be sick. I'd love that.
No, I'm not into it.
I don't even dislike a bat. I love a bat. You know, you go to the bat house at Chester Zoo. What a classic place. It's like, well, love that, but I wouldn't want to hang out in it permanently. It's like Batman. He's like, oh, lads, do you want to come over to mine and watch the match later? And you're like, no. You know what, Bruce? You should come ours instead. Because secretly you're thinking, fucking hell, it stinks down there. It absolutely fucking stinks.
I do like the idea of a house, though, with like trapdoors and secret things. Like you play the piano and a little door opens up and you get to go somewhere secret. That's good. That's just crafty fun. Who wouldn't like that?
Yeah, it
That
is
is
a bit.
fun.
I feel like it'd get tiresome though, because I feel like that's become like quite a thing in the big YouTuber streamer community where they've, like they've made loads of money and they're like, oh, I've got my big streamer house now. And they're like, oh, I've invented secret compartments, and I'm like, that would get tiresome.
Who would?
I'm thinking, I just want to get a t-shirt out of my closet, and now I've got to do a fucking secret password to go through the disco ball mirror room to get to my fucking shirts. It's like, the novelty of this is really worn off.
Right, I'm just going to get off this what house we'd like to live in thing for a minute while we're on Batman. Because I think thematically and cinematically, it is a very cool house. And it suits Batman, obviously, to have lots of bats living in his cave. It represents his soul and his personality, how he lives in this giant manor all alone, except for Alfred. It represents who Batman is really well, and it builds his character. He suits Wayne Manor and the Batcave.
Yeah, it does. But he's got all that gaff, and he's only there on his own. It's got to stink. It's got to stink.
Yeah, but I mean, forget about the smell of bat shit. And just watching the movie, you don't have smell-o-vision, so it's fine.
Mate, yeah, if you watch it in
cinematic
The Dark
and cool.
Knight in 4DX.
So, Tom, I thought you weren't basing your decision off where you want to live.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. But I feel like it does count against the Batcave quite heavily because I feel like it absolutely fucking.
No, but it's so
stinks.
cinematic to have him stand there surrounded by bats flying everywhere. That's cinematic and cool. It gets
Yeah,
points for having bats
yeah.
in there. He needs bats. He's Batman.
Be nice when Wayne Manor's rebuilt. You can swap not sleeping in a penthouse to not sleeping in a mansion.
One of the things I think is really cool in The Dark Knight, because after Wayne Manor burns down, he gets this cool little garage that's just that big white room.
That's cooler than the Batcave.
I think that's cool. I don't know why. It's a nice aesthetic.
Probably doesn't smell nearly as bad.
And then he gets his cool penthouse apartment as well, which is pretty cool. Which also has a secret compartment.
His little lair in the secret bit, like the parking garage, is cool in that. It's like a weird liminal matrix space. You know where they like take Neo to that room where they get all the guns. It feels like it's sort of in the same reality as that. But the Batcave's not fully doing it for me.
Oh, well, what does do it for you? What's another nomination?
I really like Allerdale Hall from Crimson Peak.
Oh, I was going to mention that, yeah.
Yeah, which is just like a beautifully designed house, obviously to suit the type of movie that it is, which is gothic romance. But it also has lots of really, really cool details that are important to the story there. So there's the gaping hole in the roof, which lets the weather from outside, including the sort of snow and the rain, into the main bit of it. It's obviously an amazing visual attribute to that house. And then also, crucially, my favourite one is that it's built atop the red clay mines. So that when it snows outside, they get that seeping blood coming up from the ground, which is just perfect for the English manor haunted house. It's amazing. And there's like no shot in the movie that that doesn't look incredible.
It does look amazing, but so you've got an issue with bats flying around in a Batcave.
Yeah.
But not with the ground literally bleeding red.
But it looks sick.
Yeah, but you don't want to live in a place that bleeds. You don't want your house to bleed.
Well, right. But here's the thing, is that the bleeding thing is a cool visual effect. And if I'm living in the countryside manor, maybe it's a good deterrent for, people not coming and robbing me. They're like, oh, I don't want to go to the blood house. And the hole in the roof, I could fix that. we can get that patched up. Whereas the batshit smell is kind of crucial. It comes part and parcel with the Batcave.
I think we're still so uncertain of if we're voting for a nice house to live in or what is nice cinematically. I don't think we'll ever.
See, I'm not. I am going for the cinematic version, but it's in consideration whether I'd like to live there or not. But cinematically, I think the house from Crimson Peak. I think it's incredible, and it's like one of the great sort of Guillermo del Toro movie like locations, and there's a lot of competition in that category. And Pan's Labyrinth, it's like I'd get lost. It's a labyrinth.
While we're on horror, would you count the Overlook Hotel from The Shining as a house?
I was willing to consider it. Yeah.
It's a place people live.
Yeah, I was going for no, but
Yeah.
it's a very good movie home, I suppose, or location.
Yes. So it's location, and then they do kind of live there in a sense because are they like house sitting the hotel?
Yeah.
So I think for that reason I would have been willing to count it. It wouldn't have been my choice though, and I think it's because it's just a lot of space in it. It's very haunted. I feel like it being haunted is putting me off.
Oh, whereas Crimson Peak is fine.
Yeah. Well, Crimson Peak, Crimson Peak though, the function of
Double standards.
yeah, no, but the function of ghosts in Crimson Peak is not to haunt you. You know what I mean? Like they're different. They're the dead, and your grief trying to communicate with you. They're not just like spooky scaries.
You got to get the right kind of ghosts in there. Yeah.
You do want the right kind of ghosts because they're benign in Crimson Peak. The ghosts aren't the issue there. The problem with the spookies in The Shining is that bartender, if you're just trying to wind me up while I'm getting a drink, fuck off. Secondly, this is the worst one. You're just trying to go and get a shower in that bathroom, and now there's a naked old lady in there. It's like
That's one of those terrifying scenes.
Hey, enough of the pros. What are the cons?
well, it's sort of like, well, maybe that's a pro for some people. If you're a naked old man in this situation, this might be ideal. I'm sorry, old ladies. I don't mean to come for old ladies, but it's like it's just not an ideal situation. You're like, oh, I was just going to be in a shower, and now you're here.
Yeah, well, the reason I'd put the Crimson Peak place above The Shining is because The Shining's a bit more of a normal place. For a while, they don't realise anything's wrong. Whereas Crimson Peak, they don't realise it's haunted, but it does look cooler. It is just more cinematic immediately.
It looks really cool. And I think for me, what I was leaning towards over actually wanting to live there as a thing is I was trying to lean towards things that have amazing production design.
Yeah.
It's sort of like if we're going to do this category, for me, I'm like, I don't want to choose a dry one. I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, I really like Batman's apartment in The Dark Knight. It's like, yeah, it's a pretty cool apartment, but it's just a normal gaff.
I think we're trying to go down the route of what's the most cinematic place that you want to live in is kind of the middle ground.
Kind of. Yeah.
But before we do that, I'll throw out one that's really cinematic, really good for the character, really good for the mood and the tone of the movie that I would not want to live in a million years, and that's the shithole from Fight Club. Whatever that place is called. I don't know what it's called, if it even has a name.
Is it the one that's just sort of like a crack house?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it's all boarded up. It's weird, isn't it? I don't know, obviously, enough about like American architecture to know how uncommon it is, but to me this sort of looks like manor adjacent, which is quite funny if you think about the sort of like tone of Fight Club as a movie. It being all made of wood and like rotting and having panels missing and stuff. It's a very like cool design.
Yeah, I always love Fincher's interior design and stuff. There's a certain aesthetic of like grimy grunginess that I quite like. I actually would like to live in that sort of not the Fight Club, not to the degree of the Fight Club place,
not the Fight
but just
Club,
a little touch,
and maybe not some of them apartments for Seven either.
Yeah, just a little touch of that. Yeah. Oh, the Seven one's good as well, where John Doe lives. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, I think the production design for that, and the reason you wouldn't give it a shout out here as such, is that it's more about the design of his notebooks where he lives, you know, because they've really put a lot of work into those. So maybe if we were talking about movie prop, we would go for something like that. But yeah, the Fight Club one's good. I think, to me, I'm still leaning towards maybe slightly more of a fantasy element.
Yeah, it's not a winner. I just think that there's a place for that. It's very cool.
Definitely worth a shout out, though.
I don't know how Tyler found that house, but he said he'd been there for a year. It looked like it was waiting to be torn down. Most of the windows were boarded up. There was no lock on the front door from when the police or whoever kicked it in. What a shithole.
There was a 1997 American film that captured the life of an interesting man, which was George of the Jungle.
Oh, right. Okay, so is it George of the Jungle's treehouse?
Yeah, I always find a treehouse, and obviously, like, there's actually really good production design in that, I think, and it sort of lends to the childlike imagination of the film and sort of like the primitive yet comfortable, cozy kind of design. It's sort of romanticized as well, but also it's a cool fucking treehouse. I think it has like a wooden like rope lift that comes with it, handy for like getting Leslie Mann up and down. And also, I don't know if it comes with it, but you get like a John Cleese monkey butler.
Oh, Leslie Mann's in the film. Sorry, I thought you just named a random woman just for no reason. You're like, you can get Leslie Mann in an hour there.
There's some love interest.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, I wasn't really considering the possibilities of.
So for all you thought, I was like, oh, well, you can get Margot Robbie up there. You can get the Queen up there if you have to. You just thought I was referencing random women to get in my
Yeah, that's
treehouse.
what I thought. So I was like, Leslie Mann, what a wild choice. Right. The thing for me is that looking at this again, though, it is very cool. I feel like I sort of just melded this with the Tarzan house in my mind, and so they're just kind of like blended into one.
Does Tarzan have a house? You mean the Disney one?
They have a house, you know, his parents, the house on the island.
Right, yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Yeah, his mum and dad have a house, yeah.
Yes, that one. And if you look at that, that's kind of it's a similar principle. Well, it's way higher up a tree, but it's...
Didn't stop the leopard getting him, did it?
It didn't stop the leopard
Didn't
getting
stop
him.
old
And it doesn't come with a monkey butler.
Oh, well, you see, I wanted the gorilla butler.
Yeah, that's the thing. The lack of monkey butler is really counting against it. But I think the Tarzan one's cooler. I'm looking at it now and it's cooler.
I mean, why wouldn't an Avery textbooks and why wouldn't I find myself in a treehouse with room service and a Tarzan wannabe?
One of my other choices, and this is largely for wanting to live there reasons, is Bilbo/Frodo's Hobbit home.
Oh, yeah. Bag End is my number one pick of the best movie house because it's the coolest. It's lovely, it's cinematic, it suits the tone and the character of Frodo and the Shire. It's home, it's beautiful, and that's why Peter Jackson built his own little Bag End, because who wouldn't want to live in a little hobbit hole?
You would, wouldn't you? You wouldn't, wouldn't you?
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, he lives in the Shire.
I think he's got one in his garden, I think.
In his garden, yeah. I don't think he's...
Because PJ's got money.
Yeah. And he's a very Hobbit-like man. I was watching there's one of these on like a YouTube Shorts came up, and it was like a short that was from the behind the scenes of Lord of the Rings, and it's like, the orc chant. They filmed at a stadium to get the proper audio depth to get everybody at this football match chanting it, or as a rugby game or whatever it was. And he's wearing no shoes. He's going full dogs out at this stadium, and he's just a Hobbit man, isn't he? He's just a Hobbit. He's like, I fully embody this character by just being dogs out for all of this. Good news about the Hobbit home, though. Leslie Mann's actually only 5'5", so I think she might have to duck a little, but she's probably all right in there.
Oh, good.
She's not having a Gandalf level problem, so we can get Leslie Mann in the Hobbit home.
So, Brad, is this a case of you'd want to live in it? Obviously, it works thematically as well, but would you want to live in it as well?
Yeah. You got a prime location. It's like living
You'd
in
have to crouch down a lot.
No, imagine I'm a hobbit. I'm not having this. You're not.
No, yeah, well, I was thinking that I'm not a particularly tall fella, so I think I might be all right. I think like Gandalf, he's like 6 foot something in it. I'm like average height.
No, I'm going to discount the fantasy element because I know we'll end up getting to the final fight of who's going to win this. You guys are going to go, oh, it's too small though.
It's too small. Well, you got to duck to maybe get in the doors. But I feel like once I'm in there, it's all right.
No, it's a normal size.
It is good that he spends a whole trilogy wanting to get back to that house. That says a lot about the house.
That is true. It has to be really nice.
Wouldn't want to have to mow that lawn like over the ceiling.
That's what Sam's for. He's got Sam. He's employing a man to do it. It's fine.
I might swap the circular door for a rectangular door.
Oh no,
we'll
have the circular door.
No, fuck
the circular door's
Fuck
sick.
you, Craig. The circular door stays because this is part of what I was going to say. This is a good opportunity to shout out the wonderful bits of design in that. Part of it is, the circular doors, the wonderful curved ceilings, and I think actually a lot of the design elements within it are really important to the story of it because it's like Craig says, you've got to understand that you would really want to get back there, but also it's got to welcome you in at the start of the trilogy. This is all you've got to get in for. It's like, okay, we're trying to lock you in to 9-10 hours of movie watching here. We've got to set the stage.
Feels so homely and cozy and
yeah, it's very lived in. It's like,
but you can almost smell it. You can almost smell the wood.
Well, these things, that it smells of a hearty fire.
It's almost Scandinavian. Lovely.
Yeah, and you got all this food and the pantry, and it's such a wonderful space. It's just a testament to loads of people who work on the movie doing absolutely beautiful work.
You see it in like Nordic countries that actually have houses that have grass on the roof. So that's just such a nice thing. It's so cool. It's a bit like living in the Teletubbies house, but it's so cool.
A little bit. Teletubbies and hobbits, they're not so different as people, I suppose. And so it does sort of make sense. I imagine I was going to say, do we ever see Frodo shirtless? And the answer is yes. I was going to say, because if we don't know that he doesn't have a television on his belly, a little belly telly. But I guess we do know that.
Is he the only member of the Fellowship we see shirtless? Might be. Oh no, Gandalf.
Oh yeah, you see Gandalf shirtless.
Yeah.
When do you see Gandalf shirtless?
When he comes back from the dead, Gandalf the White, when he wakes up.
Yeah. So he goes, oh! And then because he has to get some new drip, doesn't he? So it's because I guess he lost his old robes.
Yeah.
I've Googled Gandalf shirtless and I'm getting a bunch of fan art. And everybody has drawn him super hench.
Oh yeah.
Super hench. He looks like The Witcher.
There's just a regular image of Ian McKellen shirtless in these search results here. I'm like, well, that wasn't really what I asked for. Oh, there's one here where he's got big tits. Okay.
I'm sorry, I just cannot remember Gandalf shirtless. Are you sure you're not? Did you just fantasize this?
It's kind of like a dream sequence where it happens. It's like spinning and it's all white and he goes, oh.
I felt life in me again. I've been sent back until my task is done.
It's like a head and shoulders sort of shot, so you don't know that he isn't ripped as fuck.
I thought you could say it's like a Head and Shoulders advert then. Okay, it's mostly about his luscious hair. But,
yeah. They deleted that from some versions, but there's definitely a sort of L'Oreal version where he's shaking his big mop around.
I didn't know you had dandruff. I don't.
Yeah. I don't.
Is Gandalf homeless? Is everyone in the Fellowship homeless? Like, Aragorn doesn't get home until the end of the final film.
So is Gandalf's home also Isengard? Because he goes there originally and he's like, I'm going to the Council of Wizards or whatever. Or is it just Saruman's gaff?
I think it's
because
just
that was going to be on my
Saruman's.
bad one shout out as well, is that Saruman's gaff. Imagine how cold them floors are. You know when you've got to go on tiled floor and barefoot when you wake up in the middle of the night and you need the loo?
Yeah.
And it's awful. That's like Saruman's entire gaff. It's like, it's never warming up.
I'm just thinking now when he slams Gandalf to the floor and spins him round, he was just going, it's cold, isn't it?
It's so cold.
Please,
it's
Saruman,
so cold.
The floors are so cold. Stop sweeping them with me.
It's terrible.
My only other remaining house I wanted to talk about, which if I wasn't living in a fantasy place, if it wasn't Bag End, it would be this place, which is owned by a multi-billionaire, possibly a trillionaire. Anyone want to take a guess?
Tony Stark's house? Iron Man's house?
No, that's a good one, but it's not on my list, but that is a cool one.
Oh, Ex Machina house.
Ex Machina, yeah. Cool house. I love the...
Yeah, that's a very cool design location.
I don't think you ever see the exterior but properly, but the interior is sick.
Yeah, it's very cool. I think it's one of those great locations for the movie. I think for my personal taste, it's sort of like, it does look like exactly what it's supposed to be, which is a billionaire's mansion. Plus, like sort of futuristic and techie. It's sort of like, billionaires kind of got poor taste though. I don't know why. It's just like, I don't know if I love that.
I love it. I love the cold concrete, and there's a giant like stone slab like from the woods that the house is just built around. It becomes part of the wall. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
It's a bit much for me. I think if it was more brutalist, then I'd sort of be into it. I kind of dig brutalism. It's like, when I was looking up this, I don't know what made me think of this, but you know the beach house in Weekend at Bernie's? If you don't, search it up now.
I do not.
Like, because you think the beach house, I was like, oh, it'll just be a normal beach house. And then you look it up, the beach house at Weekend at Bernie's is like a brutalist masterpiece. And you're like, why is that in Weekend at Bernie's? How could that possibly be relevant?
Oh, Jesus.
That is weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. It looks horrendous.
No, it's a brutalist masterpiece, Craig.
That's quite like the Ex Machina house. A big concrete slab for the listeners not looking at the same image I am. It's a big concrete, very, what was it, 1970s style?
Yeah. I kind of dig it. I was like, shit, man. Weekend at Bernie's was operating on a level that I just didn't think it was going to be.
A beach house is not something I associate with straight lines and grey concrete.
Yeah, but that's why it's a brutalist masterpiece, Craig. It reinvents your idea of a beach house.
Oh, good.
Concrete would probably be a bit hot though, wouldn't it? I think that wood maybe has more of a cooling feel when you're at the beach, but you go there and you could probably cook an egg on that concrete.
Concrete and carpet is just a nice aesthetic. It's just a nice feel. That's what's in the Ex Machina house as well as the Weekend at Bernie's house.
Yeah.
And also, the main reason I'd like to live there is because I hate people. And they fly over about 50,000 miles of trees to get there. You need to get a helicopter to get in or out of there. No, that's just lovely. Who wouldn't want to live there?
How long until we get to his estate? We've been flying over his estate for the past 2 hours.
Oh, and apparently it's mostly a real house.
Yes,
I'm just looking
it
at it now
is,
to get reference images of the Machina. It's actually more like Scandi minimalism than brutalism, this one.
Yeah, it's very, very minimalist. Yeah,
It does have your grass on the roof.
Oh, it's got grass on the roof. Oh, even better.
I guess in a way, Oscar Isaac's character in that is kind of just like a rich hobbit in the modern day. And loads of it's disguised, isn't it? It's got the small upper bit, and then it's got a disguised location that's sort of underground.
Yeah, it's like a very it's not cozy. It's not cozy at all, but it's minimalist and hard and cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd love to live there. It'd be hard convincing guests to make the journey.
If you have a robot butler or something and they get out of whack, you instantly have some sort of cage for them, don't you?
Yeah, you have a dungeon, yeah.
Crucially, though, that's not how it worked in the movie. She locked them in instead and ran away.
The house killed them. Yeah, the house kind of killed them.
Yeah, the house killed them.
Oh, you have to be competent and not get locked in it yourself.
Well, that fucking 100%. Rules you out.
I locked myself in by accident, lose the key.
Yeah. Sorry, Craig, that was really harsh.
Sad but true.
Right, what are our main picks? What's Tom's main pick? I have no idea what else is left.
Oh, you're going to love this one. Yeah, you literally will never have got this in, a month of Sundays, is Mewtwo's Lair from Pokemon, the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back.
Oh, Jesus.
Because if you look this up right now, it's this insane gothic mansion on an island. It looks like it's made out of the corpse of a xenomorph. It's got like a really H.R. Geiger sort of feel to it. And like crucially, it's an important part of the story because it's on an island lab. It's sort of like a Bond villain type where it's on an island you've got to travel to and then people have got to come see the big bad's house. And all the backgrounds in the 2D animation are like wonderfully hand painted by master artists. And but also thematically, the cool detail of it is where Mewtwo was both created as a clone and birthed, but then also tortured by his awful creators. And atop the ruins of the lab he destroyed when he killed them all, he created a super home. And it also has a super cool Pokemon battle arena in the background of it. So you need one of them.
Oh, well, you need that.
It's fucking sick. It's one of these where you're like, there's no reason that they needed to have tried this hard for the Pokemon movie. But not only is it a great movie, exclusively the Japanese version, the US and English dub of it removes Mewtwo's tragic backstory and makes the whole story work less as a result. But it's a great movie. And Mewtwo at the end delivers one of the greatest lines in movie history.
I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are.
What a fucking badass quote to be in a children's movie. Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure the Pokemon movie got slagged upon release, didn't it, when it came out?
The American version of it did, but the Japanese original, which keeps the full story intact, is a masterpiece of children's movie making.
It is a cool design.
Even the stadium part of it is sick. It's like, yeah, we got a battle arena and like a xenomorphs.
It's very, very cathedral-esque. It's like a technological cathedral mixed with some kind of alien biology. You're right. It's very
it mixes like sci-fi and sort of gothic architecture.
Definitely don't want to live there.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to live there, but it's atmospheric as fuck. And I say it's important. It's him building it on the site of his torture and creation. It's about his character building from the ashes of an awful life. Fucking hell, it's badass.
Very cool.
So that's my top choice. Would you have guessed that?
I would never have guessed that in a million years. No.
No, in a million years. Right, if I have to pick a house right now, what will it be? House from Parasite?
Yeah.
Parasite, that was a cool one, yeah.
House. There's a guy living in the basement that you don't know about, though.
Yeah, the tortured guy in the basement is not ideal. It's not ideal, is it?
I don't even like the house that much. It's fine for the movie. It works well in the movie, but it's not as nice as the Ex Machina house. It's a bit more soulless. It's dead.
Yes.
It's a dead house.
Yeah, it is. I think this is one of those ones, though, where it's obviously too much of like a real space. And I think I'm still leaning towards, obviously with my choices, I'm leaning towards more fantasy picks.
Yeah, something mental.
Actually, right, I've got mine. Okay. I didn't have to Google it or anything. I think I like the Weasley's house from Harry Potter. I see that every time. I'm like, that looks nice. That looks cozy and nice. And it has, I don't know, it has that wooden, rustic kind of vibe as well.
Kind of rickety, isn't it? It looks like it's about to fall over, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's charming about it.
Yeah, it has a design that makes no logical sense whatsoever, but it's one house and then it has a big lightning. It's got a lightning bolt layout, like Harry Potter's forehead. How did they know that?
Oh, that is sick, actually.
Yeah, that's a cool house. It's a cool house. And the designers deserve a lot of props for that.
It's clearly been an extension and then another extension and another extension. Because it started off as like just as a normal square house with a triangular roof. Then they've added one thing, and then another thing, then another thing.
As they keep having more kids.
It is a very cool house.
It's not much, but it's home. I think it's brilliant.
The interior is very cool as well.
The interior is cool.
You'd bang your head constantly. It's very cottagey.
Very lived in, though. I think it's a similar thing to the Bag End, where greatness of the production design is that it's so lived in. Like, it looks like a space that people live.
It's maximalist as well. There's stuff everywhere. There's not a surface that's empty.
I'm a big maximalist as well.
And it's not over-designed. It's not like the Ex Machina one is, like I say, it's this tech billionaire's idea of a perfect home where everything is kind of like neat and tidy and designed. And there's like no life in it, which I think is what I don't love about those spaces. But I think what I love about spaces like Bag End and the Weasley house, just a great shout from Craig that I'd completely forgotten about.
Yeah, it's a good shout, yeah.
It just popped in my head just now. You know what I like? It could probably pay for itself because it's the only house that anyone has mentioned that's also available as a Lego set. And I think if you get royalties from that, then that's an income as well. Oh, sorry.
Do they not do Lord of the Rings Lego?
They do Lord of the Rings Lego, yeah. Yeah, Lord of the Rings Lego.
Oh, that's the point. Yeah, they must have. I'm sure they did. Oh,
yeah.
Fuck, there goes my main thing. But yeah, Weasley House is mine.
Weasley House is a good choice.
Really good choice. Very well designed. Suits them as well. Suits the characters.
Can't believe I didn't think of that till now.
Yeah, I didn't think of that either.
We've gone through like quite a good spread here, haven't we? Like our choices, we really covered quite a lot.
You know what, Brad? This may be the 1 week where you won't lose me to Tom because Tom always makes a really great point, but I probably saw the Pokemon movie 2-3 times when I was around the right age, and the house, I struggle to remember the house, and if I struggle to remember the house, it clearly wasn't in my heart.
So good a reasoning as any.
I don't think I could vote for Mewtwo's house this week.
If it had won, that would have been one of our weirdest choices ever.
Yeah, but the people would have supported it. It's a masterpiece.
Mewtwo's house.
The masterpiece of a movie.
It is cool. It is cool. I think the exterior is cooler than the interior.
Yeah, the interior still got like the lab space and everything with like the sort of shell designs and the arena is very cool.
Yeah, and I think this will be the only week as well where, I'll stick with my choice. I'm a Weasley at heart. I'm not Ginger, but I'm a Weasley at heart.
I'm a Hobbit at heart.
A deciding vote.
Tom, you know it's Hobbiton. You didn't even think of the Weasley house, Tom. You know it's Hobbiton. You know you want to live at Bag End.
I will give praise to this. I didn't get a chance to say this while you guys were talking about it. What's impressive about the house is probably they had to design, I imagine, a lot of the sets around the forced perspective thing.
Yeah.
They had to do to make Frodo the right size for it. So that gives the production design an extra level of impressiveness, I think.
Yeah, like level of complexity. Yeah, is that there's multiple. And that's a really good point, Craig, which I think...
You shouldn't have said that, Craig.
Because none of you are coming to my side, because you are heathens. But that does reinforce maybe the decision to switch to Brad.
That's a fair choice. I think it's quite an iconic one.
Ever since I saw Lord of the Rings as a child, I wish to live in Bag End. So
I've not won since Best Ending Shot weeks ago for Boogie Nights Hang Dong.
And even then, you won because we found out that the shot that we actually voted for wasn't the final shot.
Oh, Brad gets a point.
You've won one recently. You won one with Tom recently, I swear, like an episode or two ago.
Oh wait, no, Best Mentor, Gandalf. I only win for Lord of the Rings, basically.
Lovely. Yeah, it's all you've got, man.
If Lord of the Rings wins, I win. Otherwise, no.
It's been an absolute Tom domination.
Anyway, the winner this week for Best House is Bag End from The Lord of the Rings.
For things are made to endure in the Shire, passing from one generation to the next. There's always been a Baggins living here under the hill in Bag End.
And there always will be.
Although I've realised an error in something we've said. Well, it's not an error, but a sort of a flaw of logic. Is that like, oh, it's got to be really good so that you want to get back there. Frodo famously gets back there and thinks, fucking hell, I'm not staying here. So at first, in that sense...